Kesh Foundation, an independent, non-profit, non-religious, space-based organization founded by nuclear engineer Mehran Tavakoli Kesh, is introducing to humanity the science of the universe, plasma science. Kesh Foundation develops universal knowledge and space technologies that provide solutions to major global problems, revolutionizing agriculture, health, energy, transportation, materials, and more. The application of plasma science in the form of specially developed plasma reactors and other devices will give humanity the real freedom to travel in deep space. Plasma science exists throughout the whole universe. It is here and it belongs to you. Our knowledge, research, and development regarding the plasma structure has progressed to the point of enabling everyone to participate in the process. Become a creator and understand the work of the universe for the good of humankind on this planet as well as in space. The use of megravs, nanomaterials, GANs, liquid plasma, field plasma, and other plasma technologies have come as a new dawn for humanity to progress and work in harmony with the universe. Conventional technology applications are wasteful, damaging, and cause pollution to the planet and all living beings. Plasma science provides solutions and improves existing methods and use of resources in all aspects that touch the lives of all beings. Plasma is defined by the Foundation as an entire content of fields which accumulate and create matter and is not defined by its physical characteristics like ionization or temperature. Also, with plasma science, we understand how we can convert matter back to the fields. Quoting from Mr. Kesh, MEGRAV stands for magnetic gravitational, which means plasma absorbs or gives. And every plasma has the both. It has give and it has take. And when they can't find the balance, they distance themselves until they find the balance they can give to the others. That they can receive what they want to receive and give further. Certain atoms and molecules release and absorb magnetic or gravitational fields. Released fields are available to be absorbed by other objects. The Kesh Foundation has developed a way to gather these free-flowing fields from the environment within a resourceful and beneficial new state of transitional matter, which MT Kesh named GANs. The first step of the process of the formation of various basic types of GANs is nano-coating metals. This is carried out either chemically by etching, steam coating with sodium hydroxide, or thermally by heating, fire coating by gas burner. During either coating process, gaps between outermost layers of atoms are created. The residual coating is often referred to as nano-coating, defined by the structured layers of nanomaterial, which build up during the creation process of the coating. Nano-coated metal in interaction with other various metal plates in a saltwater solution creates megrav fields. These fields then attract available elements to form a specific GANs, which collects and settles at the bottom of the container. This GANs is formed from independent energized molecules like little suns that can be used in various applications.
Welcome everyone to the 184th Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, August 10th, 2017. And once again, we will hear from Mr. Kesh of the Kesh Foundation, and I expect we will hear the latest news regarding the activities of the Kesh Foundation as well as the Earth Council and Universal Council. Hello, Mr. Kesh. Are you ready to begin today's workshop?
Yes. Good morning, good day to you. As usual, whenever and wherever you listen to these Knowledge Seekers. As you know, it's the first time we meet after the marathon run of the signing all the nations into peace last week, last Thursday. Since then, a lot of activities are taking place. A lot of things are getting moved to create the condition for one nation, one planet, one race. As we call it, one nation, one planet, or one nation planet. We have set up a structure called onenationplanet.org, which will come into operation. That will be the official site of the One Nation Planet, which means the official site of the One Nation, the announcement and everything else which goes with it. This point is where the Universal Council and the Earth Council and core team collectively put out the mandates of what they have decided to do, or the wishes of the council members are placed in. It's got to be understood that none of the members of the councils have any voting right to override. Only the best wishes can be put out, and when there is a need for whatever or new wishes has been put in, to be announced. As we have set up One Nation, we have to have guidelines. So we have asked the members of the council, including the support team of the languages of the Earth Council, Universal Council, to draw up a charter for being one nation, one planet. They're working on it. I have asked them to allow it as long as it takes 2-3 months. It's comprehensive, and the human rights and the right of every entity on this planet is considered, not only the human rights. As one nation planet, we are responsible for planet. So any wishes, any charter set by the One Nation Planet group, which is the collective of all the 3 councils, has to consider every aspect of life on this planet and beyond. The forefront of this movement has to be peace, not only for human race, for the animals, peace in the environment, peaceful condition for universal community when we enter or interact. These are guidelines we have to set up. These are the way, as human race, we sign ourselves to it, a peaceful planet. And this will be going in that way, that we try to organize, reorganize, to bring all the works of the Keshe Foundation in past 10-15 years on the guideline, guidance, and work of this One Nation, One Planet group. It's a vast number of people. It'll be collection and collective effort of not only human race, but once we enter universal community of other races which are part of us as one race, one nation, and it allows us to move a step forward for peace. The important part is that a number of things are taking place in the background. You see a lot of new websites, new Facebooks, new entities will appear that closes all the frictions and all the parts which other people held, opened up and kept for the foundation. One of these is all this Keshe Foundation in the name of countries, like Keshe Foundation Germany, Keshe Foundation Austria. They all cease existing as of today. If you are running anything, any entity under the name of the Keshe Foundation in any country, please put a note on it, do not shut it, put it in the archive. The guidance will be sent to you by Sandor, that you do not close it, because then somebody else picks it up. Just keep it in archive and forward them to the new websites which is set up for these purposes. As one nation, we cannot have Germany, we cannot have Austria, we cannot have China, because now we are across the planet. So it becomes the Keshe Foundation in a spoken language of the person. So, for example, the Keshe Foundation Farsi becomes Keshe Foundation Zaban Farsi. Means all the Syrians speaking across the world come into it. There is no borders. So anybody who has opened any Keshe Foundation under any title is a legal entity. They do not, they should return back to correct, divert their website or their chat room or whatever to the new sites which is written, set up in the name of the language, in the spoken language. This is important for us because this is how one nation will be run. Irrespective of position on this planet or beyond, the mother language is there and will be done. What we have asked the councils to consider is that the logo will stay the KFSSI on the corner with a poet who is the symbol of the poetry. The language is the beauty of the language, is how we express love through poetry, how we express our feeling through poetry. So we use a poet or a poetry as a symbol of that language, as we don't have any more flags. The flags of the nation cease to exist as one nation. We know each other by the poetry, by the beauty of what that language brings. Like in Farsi, we have Sadi, which is writings on the entrance of the United Nations. It's the language of love, admiration, and gift to humanity. This is how the Keshe Foundation set up as one nation, one planet, one race will work from now on. Those of you who have established and run anything on the name of the Keshe Foundation has to be within the structure of the Keshe Foundation of one nation, one race, one planet. No one can take any more advantages of pretending to teach Keshe Foundation workshops and whatever, and do whatever they like. You go through the Keshe Foundation language, which area. The nationalism has finished. Those who took advantage of this, trying to do a lot of things for themselves, they have to stop doing it. Any workshop has to be registered through the Keshe Foundation. Some people have found tricky ways of saying we don't use Keshe Foundation, but they teach Keshe Foundation. These will expose. There is one in Germany. It has to stop cease trading because they have done a lot of things. We have to bring everything under one banner, and it'll stay under there. If you are a workshop, you have to carry the foundation logo, which we signed. It'll be indicated those who have registered. A lot of people teach the wrong way, do it the wrong way, and they use the name just to do something for themselves. These all have to go on the banner of the foundation that we teach properly and correctly. It's important for all of us to understand exactly what it needs to be done. This is how we become one race, one nation. There is a lot of work going on in the background. Please check Facebook. A number of languages has been set up for this. I think Caroline is in the background, or member of the Universal Council and Earth Council. We give you the next 15, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you choose. Please explain what's going on in the councils as one nation and guide us into what you expect from us to do. One of the things which I have to say before I hand it over is the foundation becomes the supporting background organization to whole of the One Nation, One Planet group. What this means, all the efforts, everything which we announce and we do goes to one direction for development, expansion of knowledge, technology, and peace. We have to work this way. We become one nation. Keshe Foundation Knowledge Seekers and all the teaching goes in that way. Once the announcements by the members of the councils are finished, then we make a number of new announcements which will change a lot for all the Keshe Foundation supporters around the world. Please listen to what is coming up, what is to be disclosed today. This is a major announcements, major change, of course, for the foundation, and to the benefit of all the Keshe Foundation supporters who've been there years and years. They've done different things. Please, after this announcement by the One Nation Council members in what they are setting up and what they're expecting us for the charter, listen to what is coming up, and if it's you, respond to it immediately. Is there anybody from the One Nation Council who would like to disclose or explain to us what is going on, please?
Yes, hi, good morning. I'm Caroline, Universal Council member. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. We have a lot in the next few days set up for, still in the view of the blueprint for peace, weeks and days and hours. We all have worked as knowledge seekers. We have come to carry on to bring the Universal Councils in their totality to a public platform of working, which will start from next Tuesday evening. It will be announced, it will go and be published. We will inform you through the Facebook messages, wherever, through email. We think we will start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and this platform will be open to public the same way as we are here today on a public platform. The decision has been made because no newspaper, no broadcasting public channel will mention a word about the Keshe Foundation until today, and certainly not in the word or the meaning of the World Peace Treaty signing. So we are creating a public platform to carry on, to listen to all your information from each corner of this planet, to be presented to the Universal Councils so that we can interact with you in your own language. There will be continuously translations, so all the English-speaking members will be able to follow your direction of the path of the wish, or whatever information you want to come and share with us. It will be a meeting which will take place for about 4 hours. We can always extend it in case of need. Mr. Keshe has announced that the world will be able to work as one, to bring your needs, your wishes, and your support forward to this platform. We will listen to you, we will interact to you. The members from the councils will be present in their own time zone as it is suitable for them. We will guard your wishes and bring them in the background to the councils. We will choose, not only by choice, but by emergency or what is most needed. There will be decisions made in the background how we will, according to your needs and your wishes, how we can apply and see where we can support and create the path to become one. We will using the platforms of the teachers, the students, the knowledge seekers, the council members, and the Keshe Foundation to become one in supporting for whatever is needed. Mr. Keshe then can announce on Thursdays what the decisions have been made in the background. So it will be announced in public what will go in what kind of direction, or one of the members will come forward and state what the decisions have been made through all the councils. There were questions coming from the members of the councils that we cannot keep on explaining to people exactly what one planet is and what our peace work is. I said, or I advised, I said, please ask whoever is and want to know more to become a student, to go through the registration. They are facilitating in the background on our servers. If you become a student, you have the totality access to all our information, all our teachings, and all our explanation, so that we can guide you and support you to bring you to the levels where you need to be and want to be. But at least the members don't need to keep on repeating all the information about how making GANs, how to make nano coating, because through this way we facilitate you on all those levels. At the same time, this is also creating a public platform for all the supporting members of the councils, that they can interact and come and support the council members. We have quite a few things set up. As Mr. Kesh announced, the groups are as much open as we could towards the languages. There will be more languages created in case of need and expansion. We haven't covered all of them. We have posted the links wherever we could. We ask people, gentle, please stay within your language group for your language. I am creating at this moment all the pages for the languages, which will be open for full public. So the groups are close towards the language spoken till we are up and running, and then we see if people have more than one language facility, they can come and join and support. But it's all new, so we're all on the move to create one platform to unite under what you understand and can easier work in your culture of understanding, language of understanding. We have placed moderators in place, and we have made support groups to guide everybody that you can all find your own place. The Universal Council chat group on Facebook, which has started 1.5 years ago, will remain in place because that will keep us in an easy way to stay in touch and to move people around till we all settle in the new function. Dr. Klaus and me have been working for the last few days to create and set it up. All the Universal Council members have started translating the titles so you can see it in your own mother language appearing. There are for certain countries more than one language available because of the huge amount of people. We have created Mandarin and we have created Cantonese. We also have created Hokkien to respect the minority groups so that there is no discussion. Each can go to the language position where they like to communicate. For India, we will create the same platform because I have 10 major spoken languages in India. So now I'm going to the knowledge seekers from India to start urging them to come and to give me their language, which they will try to take care of. Nobody is allowed to add people except the moderators, and nobody is allowed to post except the moderators, because we want to start clean. We've seen trolls popping up left, right, and center, and this is the best way to prevent this kind of situations. So please be on your guard. People which have stayed dormant for quite a while, but which were trolls from the past, are not allowed to come back in. We dismiss them. Any wrong language, you are removed from any chat room. We do not allow any abuse to nobody and from nobody. It is in full respect, in full pleasure and joy to work as one. I hand it back to you, Mr. Kesh. Thank you for the time.
Thank you very much. Is there any other members of the councils would like to add and explain to us any more what's happening? We have no more comments. Okay, we take this to the next step. The other point which has to be risen is that as now become one nation, one language, one race, there is an important development in the Keshe Foundation structure. We have separated the Keshe Foundation worldwide in two complete separate sections, but under one roof. We'll explain this in the coming time. One is the Chinese community. Chinese community is so big and diverse and so interlocked with each other's working that the Keshe Foundation Chinese is run on in a different condition basis, which in the future we explain the reasons for it, why and how. What we want to do, please, if you are a Chinese, only Chinese, and this is important, if you are a Chinese speaking in any of the languages and you've been testing, have done experiments in any fields of the Keshe Foundation work, be it energy, be it health, be it food, be it agriculture, space, material, goods and products. Please listen very carefully. The translators in Chinese in the background, please translate it very correctly and ask the whole of the Chinese community to get in touch with each other. This is important. We'll explain the reason for this in next few weeks. We need all the Chinese groups, all the Chinese individuals, all the Chinese laboratories, all the Chinese companies who are making things in China under the banner of Keshe Foundation, Plasma. Some have changed their name not to be just to diverse in a way. They call themselves quantum plasma and quantum physics or whatever. We are all aware of this move you have made. We're calling you all to bring all your expertise into the foundation within next 10 days. This is important. Within next 10 days, all the Keshe Foundation, all the supporters of the Keshe Foundation, doesn't matter if you've done a minute work somewhere in energy development, you've done something for the batteries and you couldn't market it. If you made something very few pieces and you want to market it. We need people not theoretical. We need people who have been involved in the development, experimenting and producing plasma Keshe Foundation technology products and expertise, especially agriculture, energy, and in that line. Please contact Chinese at spaceshipinstitute.org. Chinese translators in the background, please translate. Any Chinese organization, Shenzhen, with all the people in it, all the expertise. Write in the topic, what is your expertise? Agriculture, whatever. Just please, in the next 10 days, enter your name, or if you know somebody, contact them, tell them the Keshe Foundation is calling upon you to contact us. There is a huge move which will be announced in the coming time, very shortly, in the next couple of months, that will finance, we support, and we bring all the Chinese groups together to work under one roof. This is part of what we said before as Keshe Foundation banking system. We announce, we allow you, we will have a conference in China in the coming weeks. It'll be done by the Chinese. It'll be run by the Chinese, but we'll bring all the Chinese organizations together that we homogenize as one nation, the Chinese nationals, Chinese speaking people across the world. Doesn't matter where you are. You've done an experiment in animals, we want to know. You've done experiment on anything which you can commercialize, you have expertise, we listen. We are looking, those of you who done some tests in maglev systems, in flight systems, in field conditions. There are a number of companies which have made themselves very rich out of the Keshe Foundation. We are aware of your work. Please contact us. We will not contact you, because once we start moving, then we have to merge somewhere together. It's better to start from the beginning together, that we can structure everything properly in China. In a coming time, a large number of you people who come to this point will be employed by the Keshe Foundation China in a very structured manner. In a way, we are looking to see, and then in a coming time, you'll be employed, you'll be paid, or you'll be financed to run these kind of things as part of governmental civil organizations of the Chinese. We work with the civil, we work with the public. It is important that if you don't test in agriculture, we know a lot of Chinese did, a lot of Chinese doctors have done a lot of work in the plasma technology. Please, all of you, does not matter which part of the Keshe Foundation you're in touch with, Chinese at spaceshipinstitute.org is the point from now to bring all the Chinese organizations together. I will be giving a lecture to China directly for this purpose in the next few weeks, which means on the Zoom conference we'll have a presentation that you all can see, can be present on it, and then we explain. Please, if you are a Chinese speaking, Chinese citizen, we live in China or across the world, and done work in any part of, submit, just write 2 lines in Chinese. Does not need, do not write in English. You write only in Chinese. The only thing you do, you go Chinese at spaceshipinstitute.org, write what you've done, agriculture or whatever. If you have pictures, add to it. We will call upon you in a very short time. This is important. We will explain in the conference calls which we'll have with the Chinese community alone. It'll be circulating across China for people to understand. You have till next Friday to complete. If you know anyone, anywhere, who has done any work in any shape or form, go on this website and just write. You're selling a pen pad, you made some pads, you made a cushion, you made a small battery which does something. We are not looking in what you made, we are looking in the knowledge you have, that you can become the teachers and the manufacturers, that we can finance you to become bigger. This is the whole structure as part of one nation. Now we go to the rest of the world. To the rest of the world, this goes the same. We open from next 24 or 48 hours a line called world@spaceshipinstitute.org. Any language. You do not need to write in English. In your own language, write down in the bracket the subject, the language you speak, and what you are expert in. Agriculture. You're Mexican, you've done anything to do with green pepper. You are from South Africa, you've done something with something else. Write this to the world at spaceshipinstitute.org tomorrow. From tomorrow it should be on. Without the subject we will not be able to siphon. We don't have people to sit there. We put people, and the reason for this is that in the next coming months, Keshe Foundation will release several $billion into the market for Keshe Foundation supporters to start business or join Keshe Foundation in development of the technologies in research. This is an employment announcement. It's at the discretion of the Spaceship Institute to announce or to recall or contact you in evaluating how we can work or how we can use your knowledge or how you can support us. Those of you who have developed technologies but you didn't know where to go, Keshe Foundation will finance it in an appropriate way. If you are African continent supporters, Ghana is your point of reference as a headquarters of Keshe Foundation worldwide, but Africa too. Keshe Foundation new facilities in Ghana will be released in the coming weeks. As a lot of you know, we have moved out of Ghana Atomic and the new premises have been secured. It'll be set up within the next few weeks. And then it'll become the point of reference for the whole of Africa as a headquarters. If you are in Europe, you have done some work. We know there's a group in London, especially specialized in energy. We call upon you. I call you MI5 people. Get in touch with this. This is part of the work we would like to discuss with you and bring you in as part of the Keshe Foundation. We are financing in the whole of Africa. We'll explain it before Christmas. These things take time. It's not going to be tomorrow, but we have earmarked equal amount of finance across the 5 continents. Each country will take the same. There is one exclusion in the whole countries at this moment of time, and that is Belgium. We will not finance anything in the Belgium territory. We have spoken with the Belgium supporters and they understand, and it will stay that way till we sort out the situation between the Keshe Foundation and what we call the government or the nation of Belgium. You understand? We'll explain to you later on. There is an exclusion on all the Keshe Foundations which come to operation. All the Keshe Foundation, no Belgium citizen or residents, they're all forbidden to enter the Keshe Foundation websites, and they do it on their understanding and they break the law of their own nation. That's their problem in any shape or form. This is not segregation, this is protecting. We discussed with our knowledge seekers in Belgium, and this is their opinion too. There is a huge structure which is going on, which will change a lot of things between the Keshe Foundation and the Belgium government and Belgium society. We are not isolating you. The YouTube, the Facebook and everywhere else is open for you to learn, but we will not allow any Belgian citizen to partake in Keshe Foundation activities for the time being, but we support you in every shape or form for learning. We come to another point that all of you who work, American, Chinese, or what you call South American, Australian, you have developed technologies for medicine, for agriculture. Just write to world@spaceshipinstitute.org. We should be able to support or bring you into the Keshe Foundation worldwide operation as one nation to operate, run factories of your own interest, or we finance in so many ways in the coming months and weeks. We are allocating several $billion into this work. Keshe Foundation, we held all this information backwards in the way till the One Nation organization is set up, and we will go equal. We finance according to the population, which means we decide in the Keshe Foundation how we support nations like Africa. African nations have to develop very rapidly into the Spaceship Institute direction. They don't have computers like the Western world, as such as we have. We go in and we teach. There is a huge finances for this available through the Keshe Foundation. People who are in charge of these sections will be brought in, and for the first time, as some people tell you in the background, we are bringing outside expertise to organize the Keshe Foundation different directions, which means they don't need, but they can bring the structure for us that we can work. It is important that we fully understand how everything has to be done. Every man on this planet, from the eye of the Keshe Foundation, from eye of One Nation planet, is equal. Some we need to support more. African nations, huge amount of finance will go into India. Huge amount of finance will go into South America and what we call the countries which have been abused by the others up to now. We close our eyes, but we open the condition that we teach enormously heavily in these countries. And with it, we supply finance to them that they can expand the technology and become self-sufficient. We will introduce new technologies, and all these new technologies will come out of one country, and then it will be spread across the world through that organization. It is important that we understand the whole operation. From now that we have a mandate as one nation, we behave as one nation. All the citizens of this planet are the children of one nation. A father, a mother does not become more kind to the other one or the favor of the other. And this is how the members of the Universal Council, the Earth Council and the core team will work to make sure every citizen on this planet is looked after like a child of this planet. We gave the promise, now the people who are behind us and supported us are financing it through us, and we are working the same way. You have seen the operation in Ghana, you have seen the way we stood, all the rough time was created and we made it a position that we have created a huge support for the foundation in Ghana and in Africa. We take these positions of attack as a point of advantage and we know how to use it, and now nation of Ghana is looking forward to what the country will receive from the foundation. We have started the process. The new site, the new factory is prestigious. It will be done to the highest, most level that every Ghanaian will be proud to be part of. All the design of the factories around the world will be preset. A group has been set up, they're working for some time, that it'll be literally replication. When you go to a factory in China, you go to a factory in Africa, you go to a factory in the United States, you don't see any difference. It's exactly the same. The only difference, it could be the language only. The layout is getting set up that will be exact, precise, the latest systems are applied and will be brought in, that everything fits into the structure of one nation, one planet. As I know many of you are waiting to understand and tell you what we're going to do. We are waiting for you to tell us what you know and how you can support. There is a lot of knowledge, there is a lot of expertise. Many of you have worked in different ways, developed different things for testing or trialing private for yourself or trying to do something you could commercialize. Get in touch with the foundation through the world at spaceshipinstitute.org, and in time we will call upon you. This will be supported. Some of the Keshe Foundation supporters who are expert in their job will be given to siphon to understand and to bring these people into the work of the Keshe Foundation. When we set up the factories, we call upon you to become part of board of directors, management, production line. This is what we are looking for to offer you. But it has to be clear to us you've been. It just doesn't happen, suddenly you appear. We have to have a track record, we can track, we can see, we can know, and then we can release. This is and will be part of the one nation planet work. If you have done anything with the oceans, with air pollution, with contamination, you have any expertise you have with animal care, with plant care, with development of new technologies which you need support through the Keshe Foundation, as is the work of the Foundation, we would like to hear from you. Nothing will be left out. If we set up a structure as your part of it, then you become the head of that part. We open the factory for you to run, we give you the support, technical support, management support, and the Keshe Foundation stays as the major shareholder, and you carry on the work and you benefit by your work in shareholding a part of the company yourself. We are not asking any other question unless we see abuse that we have restructured. And I hope we never need to get to that point. If we get to that point, then it will be shame on what we have done. In that respect, you try to abuse the system. We have seen this before. We have somehow, thanks to God, separated it very amicably and it's gone. I know many of you are waiting for an announcement regarding the court case in Belgium. The court case in Belgium has turned up exactly the way we wanted it, is exactly what we wanted, and as one of our advisors in the United States told me, he said, is the judge one of your deepest supporters? I asked why. He said, everything you have asked has been given to you the way it is legally structured to do what you want to do. We thank the judge for the judgment. We thank the Belgium Judgment Section or authorities for what they passed on the Keshe Foundation. They have given me 18 months suspended prison sentence and Caroline 12 months and fine. If we would have received below 12 months, we could not take the case into European Court of Justice. Now our lawyers will appeal on the case, and because we have submitted the case of abuse to the court for assassination set up by the people around, now it has given us a free hand through this case to bring them into justice in European Court of Justice and in Europe. Because we have submitted the evidence and it's been accepted as part of it, it's been put in the file of the court, now we have the freedom to do what we want to do in bringing justice to Keshe Foundation and what they've done to us. As I said, the appeal will go through in the next few days, and we thank the judge for such a beautiful judgment. As one of our advisors says, I've never seen a man who's been committed to be so happy, because we know what we are doing. We know exactly what we are doing. We know why we got to here. We could not take the people who tried to assassinate us for months, for years. Now with this case they have opened the door for us. The gentleman who won €1, we needed him to win it. Thank you very much, Judge, for giving that €1, because now we open the file for pedophilia, indecent exposure to a child, because it's been written by himself. He's done this in public. Now we use it for his arrest and going into public for indecent exposure to children and pedophilia. We needed this judgment. Now it has gone in. Now we can use it to trap down this pedophile group. And unfortunately, they don't tell you the rest. As we had with Ghana, when the minister spoke, they were running everywhere, happy joy. And since the minister has took his place, understood exactly where he went wrong, we haven't heard from the minister, and the foundation is receiving a huge support in Ghana. The same will be with this court case. We thank the judge. We thank the police officers who made this case so nicely to the benefit of the foundation. It had to be done the way it's done. We told you we are expecting, if it would have been dismissed, it would have been a big job for us to bring it back in. We thank the police officers who, through their corruption, allowed us to register our case in the court. And now we can start proceeding against assassination and now the rest of it, and the intimidation in the court. Everything has been registered. And again, we say thank you to our lawyers. We bring new team of lawyers from America to defend the case in the appeal. But I want to show you something very interesting. Now you understand how these people have shot themselves in the foot, and then we show it to you exactly how it stood. Why we got 18 months suspended. Rick, can you show the first set of pictures, please? If you watched the way we presented the case in respect to the minister in Ghana, in measuring the alkalineness of the water. Rick, are you in the background? You could share a screen, please.
So you want the KF ones first, right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We go public with this because it will be as part of the evidence in the court, and it shows immediately how the case will clash. But we needed it to bring the rest in, and now we have got what we wanted, to bring the Belgian monarchy into court, and Belgian government into court will do it. You can watch this, what it is. It's an alkalizer which has been certified CE certification. There is a paint pad which is certified CE certification, which the water from the alkalizer can go into the right glass to be inhaled. Because when you drink the alkaline water, You inhale the air which is on top of it, so you inhale the same energy. It's the same thing, one to the other. These are what you have been buying from Keshe Foundation, and it's been made the simplest way as a mass production. Can you bring the second one in, please? The second line. Just underneath this one, if you can. This is the cup water on the left. This is the belt, and the other one is the inhaler of it. For making these 3 cups, I've been given 18 months sentence for practicing medicine, where it's only environmental and it's been agreed by EU. Now you understand how the Belgians have got themselves into a big problem. This is the environmental and nothing to do with medicine. It's been passed not on the medical. These are all environmental changing, alkalizer, pain pad, and the other. So if the bottom line is a criminal act, 18 months for me, it means all of you have to go to prison sentence who are using this and making yourself. This is how the case has collapsed already before we start. The evidence was given to the court and the judge decided to ignore it. The European Court of Justice will not ignore this. Now the judgment is flawed massively. These products are environmental, they don't need any other thing, and is not there practicing health. And as you pay for the top, the other one's handmade, I can charge whatever I like. So this case is completely set for us to win. And we'll go that way. Our defense will come on one case that, as we hear from, they are using waters as waters. We know the waters has been proven to be alkaline. Alkalineness has been shown scientifically to be healthy for the body of the man, and it shows our work. So to this case, we lay our case down, but we want to show you, if you had the top case from now on, you go to prison for 18 months. If you have a bottom case, you have to pay 15,000 fine on top, and you become a criminal. So we know this case was set up deliberately to damage credibility, and will claim $20 billion damages to the Belgian government, and we freeze the assets of the Belgian government across the world once we get the judgment. We know what we are doing. They have discredited, damaged the foundation beyond, and will take our position in that respect. It will be a huge, it'll take 3 to 5 years to get this through the court. We stand by it, and we have protected all the Keshe Foundations across the world with this. If the bottom one, which is a water, a pad, and an air inhaler, has a criminal offense, I can tell you one thing. I give the telephone number, addresses of number of world leaders who have used this. The most important thing is they have benefited by it immensely, and we bring them to the court to give evidence. A number of top world people, ambassadors, heads of states have used this technology in the background. So if they confirm to the European Court of Justice this is a scam by the Belgian government to discredit because they could not steal it, then we can tell you exactly why we wanted this case. You have to understand how we became to this point. We have pictures. We don't want you to show it in the background, please. We have pictures of intimidation by a king to take over this technology, and when we did not give it, they made us a criminal. We have a number of pictures, a king sitting having a coffee, intimidating to kill me or leave his nation, with a queen present. It's my word, I have the pictures, and is there, it shows all the intimidation has started from that point, when we refuse to give. So you can understand, Keshe Foundation's technology is solid, and we stand by it, and this is the reason why we took this action. We wanted to take action to bring, to safeguard the life of scientists who have threatened to kill, and many they've killed. Now this process, you can see exactly what it is. Bottom line, handmade by me, has an 18 months prison sentence pending. The top one you buy from the Keshe Foundation, certified as it is, and you are using it, is a freedom. Because the judge made one drastic mistake. He never asked for the waters in the containers people claim to be measured, if they are any different and if they are alkaline. And there is enough scientific proof around the world to show magnetic fields, plasmatic magnetic fields, and alkalineness changes the condition of body to a better condition. Those who claim who damaged the arm, we know exactly why, because they were accused of pedophilia and they have lied in the court. That on its own has a prison sentence. So the €1 become millions back to the foundation. We needed it to be done. We played daft, we don't know, because we had to get the criminality registered in the court. Now it's registered. We'll put everything through medical tests across the planet that our work is correct, and we release the finding of the court in Flemish and in English in the coming week once we receive it fully. It says, using the water, which has nothing, it shows the judge had no understanding of the new science and technology, the same as did the minister, which is much educated in science. And we understand why we told you we needed the court not to be dead, to be alive, and sentence be passed. The sums and the suspended sentence is large enough to go into European Court of Justice directly. We have ways of getting it through, and we do our work. I thank those who went and lied in the court. I thank the judge for his prudent judgment. As I said, our legal people, they said, the judge has been one of your biggest supporters, and he's given you exactly in the bracket that allows you to do what you wanted to do. Now we take action. It comes to another point. Thank you very much, Rick. Do we have Giovanni in the background by any chance? Do we see Giovanni by any chance? Is he there? Giovanni, are you there? Can you join us, or can you see him? He's there. I can see him.
I brought him in as a panelist.
Hi, Sakesh.
There he is.
Hi, Giovanni. Hi, Giovanni. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody.
Thank you very much. Giovanni, could you please show us as a father what you've done with Naomi and how far you got using the technology, bringing your daughter, which was literally dead, back to life with all your hard work, and your wife and the family, and show us what we have up to now with the beautiful Naomi, please?
Yes, give me a minute.
What you see in the past 2 weeks changes is amazing with Naomi. This is a video taken last night, but we show you a structure, how she was decided not to be able to survive 12 months ago after the assassination attempt by the people in Belgium on her life, which unfortunately we lost Fabio with it. The hip broken on the connection to the side of the spinal, or what we call vertebra. And in these cases it was so close that the doctors did not even want to operate. And so Naomi was put in a way that hopefully she peacefully passes away. But the father, which is Giovanni, did not take it. He took every action, used every technology available of the Keshe Foundation to see the survivor of her daughter, and now we see the beautiful girl is back with us. And she's changing very rapidly since the new system has been applied by Giovanni for her daughter. A father has a right to protect their child. I wonder Giovanni will be sentenced to 20 years imprisonment for saving her daughter's life using plasma technology. Would you like to share with us, please?
Yes, Sakesh. And I'm not much expert for I hope that it's good. Okay.
Would you like to share screen?
Yeah. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. This is the first X-ray that was made after the accident. The accident was happened the 7th of the 6th of July, And after like 1 month, they make the first X-ray, and she had more or less 20 fracture in all the body, and the breast, the shoulder. But what was very uh, difficult was this one. That was the hip was broken in two and was separate, completely separate, because there is one in upper side and the other one in the right part, in the lower right part. Uh, yes, that one. And the problem was that all this fracture and the big damage to the brain create a very high frequency of the heart. And so I spoke with the doctors about, and they say to me that the quantity of painkiller that they need to give to her for settle this for stabilize her in this situation sure kill her. So they say to me that if her heart can support the pain, maybe she survival and to this happening. And but was very difficult that this happened, because every day and night for months she have like 140 of medium of heartbeat 2 minutes. So I understood very well that maybe there is the big possibility that I lose my daughter. And I think she was sure that I lose my daughter. So for the first, as a first step, I asked to Sikesh to help me and give me some idea what it's possible to do. And so I prepare two small mattress. I hope that I can show to you. Let me see. 1 second.
Are you there, Giovanni?
Yes, Sikesh, I want to show the mattress that I did it for Naomi. Because I think
This is like a pain pad.
yes.
Yes. Let me explain while you are looking for it. What the pain pad does, it literally takes the tension and the pain from the muscle, that in that process the muscle relaxes to its original condition as there is no fracture, and the bone or the hip, because of that, moves into its position. Because of, as you saw, the bone is so close to each other, there was no possibility of the operation to sew the two parts of the bone together, because it would have been impossible to heal it. But with the new technology, as The pad, CO2, CH3, and copper oxide, whatever the father has used, allows the muscle and the pain to disappear or reduce in a way that the body can start the process of healing or process of doing whatever it needs to do to mend itself. You got to realize, understand the science of bone fracture is that when you have a bone fracture, if the process does not come into operation in the first few days where there is a bleeding, that the blood brings the chemicals and the materials for the bone to start, in a way, bringing more calcium to close the bridge. That's how body works. Then it takes a long time to bring the fracture to finish or to be joined together. With this new technology, not only the body is relaxed or the muscle comes to its original condition, now it brings the bone to near normal condition, doesn't matter how it is. Then it allows the right amount of calcium to come in position. It's part of the process of the body. It doesn't consider it as a breakage anymore that it has to support. It considers the normal growth of the bone. Our bone changes all the time. So it takes about 6 to 12 months for a hip like this to bring a normal process. This is how we grow arms and legs. It takes that time for it to naturally to be done. And then you see the path, and then you see the latest pictures of where she is now. You've seen her walking. Would you like to go and show it? Have you found it?
Yes, Cash, I have
Okay,
some
share.
difficulties. I can share, for example, this picture.
Yeah.
This was, so you have idea.
You have to, let me explain. You got to realize that she was on the observation of the doctors. She's in the hospital, not outside. So everything was done with the full understanding of the doctors knowing what's going on. And that's a father trying to save her daughter life.
Yes, this was give an idea. There was the condition of my daughter. So after, for example, here is it's the first time that she started to sleep. Was the was the first week that she started to sleep, because for a lot of time she don't.
She was in coma.
Yes, she was in coma, but continues have movement, heartbeat very fast. I have some picture, but I really don't was prepared on it.
No
But
problem.
I'm sorry about this. But
can you show the picture of her hip now?
yes, sure.
If you can share that with us.
Yes, this is, I have, this is one. Okay, can you see now? This one?
No, you haven't shared it yet.
Okay.
You have to share it. You go out and you come back and you share.
It's share now?
No, stop sharing this. Press the green button, stop sharing, and then now share the new one.
Okay. Now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Now, this is, when is this one? It's the 3rd of 1st of 2017.
Yes, this is in January.
Yeah, we see that the bone has come together here. Very nicely done. You can hardly see it, but it's there. And this place is totally gone. And this is, according to the present world of medicine, impossible. Now we have found another criminal father saving her life's child. You get 20 years for this if you go to Belgium, Giovanni.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I hope you're ready for 20 years prison sentence for saving your life of your child.
No problem.
Yeah, stupidity of a nation goes beyond the judges and the police. Can
I can
you?
teach in the prison too.
Okay. Now, can we see the latest video of Naomi, please?
Sikesh, I don't. Maybe later because I need to move to my computer, or if it's possible, I send to Stanley, and Stanley can show it.
You can send it to Rick. I don't know if Stanley is online. Stanley, are you
Okay.
online?
Okay, I don't have that one of Rick, but let me see if it's possible. If you
You
give
want
me...
us to wait? You come back?
Yes, I prefer.
Okay. Okay, do it that way and come back. We'll give you time.
I've got the short
Pardon?
video of Naomi. It's about 15
Which one?
seconds or something that
Which
we
one?
showed. The one we showed, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, or no, it was in the piece blueprint.
Okay, you can show that. Giovanni, we give you 5 minutes to get to the other one and come back in.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Show that one, please. This is the effort of all the Keshe Foundation supporters. Your praise, your souls you gave to this young girl, and you'll be amazed to see what we start seeing in the past few weeks. This is the video which has been sent.
Okay, it's just a short video here, but I'll play it.
Yeah, no problem.
Let me... okay, there we go.
Fuori la lingua. Muovila ora. Chiudi la bocca.
What we see here is that she's coming back in a few minutes. Giovanni will show you some interesting movement she has started. There, she's clearly...
Fuori la lingua. Muovila ora.
to be able to
Chiudi la
move,
bocca.
to show herself. And this has come as part of the development in the past few weeks. Giovanni has made new systems for it, and they will stand the next step that she's recognizing her, she's responding that with the massive brain injury she received, with the process we have used, she hasn't lost any of her memory. One of the biggest concern for Giovanni was that would she remember anything? Would she come back to be? And would she behave, or would she change? Or what we're getting, in a way, as Giovanni says, we are getting a cheekier Naomi than we had. In a way, she has become more active, and we've seen certain behaviors from her, as you see with the tongue. She has not lost any of her memory. This is a confirmation we have received in past more or less 24 hours. You will see the reason once Giovanni comes back. What is important is the way the process has taken place. There are pictures of brain injury that the doctors could not understand, massive head injuries which led to all the paralysis, and these have all been repaired. The brain scans which we have in our possession, Giovanni has supplied us, shows a drastic change in the whole structure of the brain, and how the brain has managed to operate and bring itself back. in operation to replace damages and to build up. We expect a full recovery for her in next maybe 6 months, maybe faster. As Giovanni will tell you, the doctors are considering to start feeding her orally, because at the moment she's been on a what you call a stomach line pipe feed, and this will carry on the same. It's important for us to understand that this new technology has been given legal right to be operated in 2 hospitals in Europe. Giovanni will explain to you in a due course. 2 hospitals in Europe have given an opening a plasma section, Keshe Foundation plasma section, for outdoor patients and indoor patients. This is hopefully will be open in the first week of September, and will be announced because it's part of a major hospitals. 2 major hospitals have taken the responsibility to allow the plasma technology to be as part of their technology, as part of what they can offer to their citizens. The agreements and all the paperwork should complete within the next few weeks or next few days. It's already been done in past 48 hours, we've been told. And then this brings us in line with everything else. We have seen the same development in Ghana when the Keshe Foundation production of the waters have received certification. These are all important. These are all adding strength into the knowledge. So gradually, those people who try to bypass, by fringe or make it illegal, find out a large body of the nations will start operating. I'm getting a lot of complaint in the background. You're insulting Belgians. We are not insulting Belgium. We are bringing the fact that there are a number of people in Belgium who were looking for financial benefit and they did not benefit by it. And all these court cases and all these things we see comes from them. We have no problem. Most of the people who use the technology are Belgians. They were the first people who used it and benefit by it. I'm going to prison for saving Belgians. Or I go to prison. I will never put a foot in that country. And secondly, we will not practice medicine anyway. We are the plasma technology people. I don't apologize from the nations of Belgium. I don't apologize from nobody. But we serve the Belgians well, and many Belgians stood by us. We have a number of rogue people who are in charge and in control in the police office or in the palaces. We don't insult our Belgians because unfortunately a few bad apples doesn't make the whole cart bad, but that's their problem. They have to sort it out. The nation has to become aware of it. When they understand they have to cross borders to get help, health, or any other products of the Keshe Foundation, it becomes a smuggling the technology which was in your own house from outside to benefit by it. This is how we'll work. We don't go opposing and creating problem. We saturate the condition in a way that the benefit of it brings the stupidity of the work of a few. Giovanni, are you there? Do we see Giovanni in the background?
Yes, Keshe. I need other 2 minutes.
Okay,
I'm very
no
near.
problem.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you very much. This is why we are asking the doctors who have worked and done work in the health section, please go on the Keshe Foundation World at Spaceship Institute and we can use your support. We can bring you as part of the Keshe Foundation. There is a huge operation going in the background. We do not announce anymore what we're going to do. As we've seen, a few hooligans have tried, even nearly lost a ministerial job for a highly qualified doctor. We have a lot of respect for the heart surgeon minister in Ghana. He has served his nation well, but in a misguided information, they make decisions which cannot be good. And we stood and we respected the request of the office of the President of Ghana. we are there to serve the nation. We respect the office of the minister. But when you get people misinforming, they create mayhem, and we've seen him, they're disappearing. As I said, it should be easy to develop these technologies, and if you are the doctors, we need to bring everything very rapidly into line, that worldwide application of the technology can be freely available to every man. We should be able to learn and teach how we do it. We have negotiated all the time that we keep the freedom that we can teach. As many of you are aware, we will run a tour of nations in the coming weeks, which means Keshe Foundation team will go to different nations, different countries, to in a way to support and bring up the technology in the right way through the national press, through all sorts of other activities like the doctors going to the countries to deliver the technology, cleaning up the waters and everything else which is possible. There are a number of new technologies which will be released in due course to certain governments, and by their development will be commercialized worldwide through the Keshe Foundation operation. Are you there? Have you managed to finish? Giovanni?
Yes, catch 1 minute, I finish.
1 minute you finish. Okay.
And here?
I think this picture is important for us to see, because it brings a lot of things back. It's been done in past 24 hours, and it shows how a young girl who was left, as the father said, to die, has walked out. More or less in the next few months we'll get Naomi back, hopefully. Where she has been, she'll be. But you see her face, the cheekiness, the joy has not gone from it. So we still have the same beautiful soul with us.
Okay, Sir Keshe, I'm ready. Sorry for...
Okay. Can you stop sharing?
But I don't was prepared now for this.
Okay. If you can share with us, please.
Yes. Okay. Allora, this one I showed before. This one,
Giovanni, we see your whole desktop there, all your pictures.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Now it's better.
We see all the pictures. He wants to show all the pictures.
Oh,
no,
okay.
Only this one. Now
no, we're seeing all your pictures.
We see all of it.
You have to reshare, please.
Okay.
Stop sharing and then just pick the picture and share.
Okay. Now understood. Yes.
So we've seen everything.
Okay. Now.
Can you tell us what's this, please?
Yes, the improving of Naomi, it's very fast. So now we try to communicate with her in different form, because the problem that she have, that don't talk and don't need, was because for 1 year nobody tried to make like physiotherapy for the mouth, because all the doctors thought that she was impossible to survive. So they put in a room, and until today, all the patients that was been in that room in 8 months are died. Naomi was the only one that survived, and for this reason they don't lose the time to prepare her for rehabilitation and physiotherapist. And now this is the problem that I have. If that time they made it the job, now Naomi is it's possible that speak, eat, and walk too. So the problem is to create all the input and make all the rehabilitation possible for solve all this problem. Because, for example, for the physiotherapy of the month, in 1 year, the thong it's short now, so it's necessary to pull the thong because the muscle are too short, and so we need to make longer the muscle. In this idea, we give to her a small blackboard with some letter for start to communicate. And the first word that he did it is this one. He write compose with the letter. She have all the letter, but choose only this one, and she put in this order. And
Fabio.
yes, because she want to know what's happened to him. He make this 2 times. Now I show the video.
The second one. Okay, to show, please.
Yes.
The second time as well.
Yes, I show the video.
Yes, please. You got to share it.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. Okay. A second, please.
Yeah, what is important is that she has a full memory. This was the biggest thing, is she'll remember anything. And the first time she can communicate, she remembers Fabio.
Yes.
Amore.
Okay. I hope. Okay. So this is she
looks for the letters of Fabio.
Yes. She asks every time that we give the blackboard, she compose that words. We change the topics and move, but every time she choose that letter. Yes, I want to talk with us about this. Now we give to her a pen with a paper, and I show to you the other. 1 second.
Is she still walking? Do you get her to walk? To stand up? We still see your whole platform.
Yes, this is the writing.
Yeah, but you have to stop sharing and share back again.
Okay.
Stop sharing and then click on that and share.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can you see now?
Yeah.
This is the first time that she take a pen or something after more of 1 year. And strange, he signed in a different place of she signed before. every time we need to change the position of the paper because he needs a new place for writing. I don't know what. Now maybe it start to take off to understand how work is a neural system, but it's very interesting that have the control and is not a movement that it's like a fluid movement.
Thank you very much.
So, welcome.
What else you can tell us about her? She's changed a lot in past 2-3 weeks.
Yes, because as you said to me, I prepare a special headphone with guns inside. And immediately I see a change because she start to move the mouth and try to talk too. We only don't listen the words. Now in these days are 2 days that we listen a little sound when she try to talk. But I understood that the problem is that she don't have enough compression of the lungs for put out the sound. So now I start to make some exercise for open more the lungs and so she can have more force for speak.
Are you still taking her to stand up and let her walk?
Yes. She can walk. When I put straight, she can walk. The only problem is that she have one foot that the physiotherapists don't work on it for a year, and so it's still in the same position of the when was in coma. So when they start to when I put some special shoes, she can walk, she can stand up. One time was very very laughing because the physiotherapist make some pain on her shoulder, and she rise up and try to go away. Fortunately, I was in front of her and take it immediately. But she tried to go.
To walk off.
Yes. She was sitting and was rise up, completely stand up, and try to walk. So this gives an idea of what it's possible to do. And the interesting thing is that this is an application of a science, because all this result was based on a theory. For example, when Sikesh said to me to prepare the guns, I made a lot of study about, and the guns that was prepared have the same layers of the brain. There are some layers that was white, some green, some again white, like a brain. And for example, when Sikesh said to me to put the headphone, is because in magnetic resonance there was like a scarf that it's very important to repair the brain only in that part. So what I want to say that all that process that was followed in this happening was a scientific process where we know the problem from the result of examination and apply this technology for solve that problem, and we find the success too. So now I collect all the data, and there is some person that helped me to write all this experience, because I can write a book of it on Naomi, because there is a lot of study. In fact, my difficulties now is that I have a lot of information, but are in different place. For this reason, I don't have ready all the information. If you ask me now, but I start to prepare all in details, even in for the soul. For the soul, there are very interesting things. For example, when happened the problem, the crash, the first days, for a few weeks, I immediately go to my house, because I know when a person died or is in a dangerous situations of life, the first place that the soul go, it's the house. So after the hospital, I went on my house. I go to the bed and make a very special exercise for have a touch of for keep in touch of my soul, and have the connection with my double. And I see the soul of Fabio and Naomi pass near to me. I understood that they want to be together, but if I permitted this, sure I lose Naomi, because it's more simple for her to follow Fabio, the soul of Fabio in that situation, and not her. So I try to divide her and to keep his soul near his body. So my work in the first 2 weeks was to keep the soul of Naomi in the house with me during the night, and during the day keep her soul in his body. So in these 3 weeks, there was a crucial week. I make this job, and when was in hospital, when I keep his soul inside his body, I create like a sphere of light. When the soul remain in that position, like a field. And so these days, in this way, was possible to keep alive with his body. After I start to communicate with her about this, and about her, this situation, I in a telepathy way, because this creates a very big connection between me and her. So I feel all what she sometimes during the day I feel what is think, and her think, and so I speak with her soul to soul, and and I say to her that it's that she can survive. That it's very important that his soul keep the control of the body and repair the body. She said to me that the situation is very trouble, very danger, and have difficulty to make this. And I answer to her that I help in with all my support for pull out from this trouble. And so for this reason I start to help her in all the possible condition. I talk with a lot of person too about this, and some very sensitive person. I asked to them as is possible that she was in the position of emergency body. When the body was pushed out, when her body was pushed out of the car, usually the people, the body have different kind of injuries. We call a second. Let me see the name. We call in Italy abrasioni. Abrasions. And but Naomi don't have nothing of this, and this body was like a body, the same position of the body of a child inside the uterus of the mother. Is a special emergency position. So I asked to a very sensitive person how it's possible that don't have this kind of abrasions, and will find this position. And she said that Naomi was stuck from the car like in levitated state, and was put on the soil, on the ground. In fact, the kind of the injuries that she have are all related with the heat inside the car, not outside. And this can make me sense, because there are a lot of things that I don't understand in this kind of dynamics. And so was being there are all other story. I have the picture too, but what I want to do, what I want to tell you is that this kind of knowledge, it's a knowledge that it's complete knowledge that go from the soul until the body. And the first important thing is the intention. The intention is the first thing that's important, because without intention means the intention is the connection with God. If every technology that don't have the connection with God have a problem. So when the people have, even Tesla was being in Himalaya, or the first scientist that prepared the first supersonic motor was being there, because we know that even the small cell have a plasma, have a spatial field that is intelligence. So we know that all the structure, all the atoms, all the cell have a roof that is in God, and is necessary to have this connection during the preparation or prepare of the guns, of device, and so on. This is my thinking, what I understood until now about this technology. I think that this can be created very um, very a big difference between the old system that the old system, the medical, that what is my experience that I see is that the most of medicine, normal medicine, it's like a freeze. There is no soul, there is no heart, and there is no God. Before the doctor of before was different. The old doctor loved his patient. Work after the time of the work, and check the patient. But this happened before. Now I see that there is a protocol. The doctor follow the protocol, and if they don't follow the protocol, they are kicked out. And the medicine are only a chemical process, and so I think that there is no more future for the medicine, and they can do something very interesting only if they change this direction from a commercial way to the soul way. And this can be the only chance for them for really help the humanity. But fortunately, there is this technology, and I push to have 2 clinics in Puglia, where we can start and we can give a support to the people that practice the normal medicine with the plasma technology, because it's a completely different approach and result. With this technology, what it's possible to do with medicine in 10 years, we made it in 10 days. And we are now only to the start, to understand, to integrate, I now start to study the technology with the frequency with the other technology for understand better how it's possible to elevate this kind of technology. But the hardest things is to put the soul, and it's happened. This things to me for this reason. If you want, Sikesh, I can share a couple of pictures that show this kind of sacrifice.
No, we prefer to see it separate, and then you can show it.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. The main important thing is that in all the operations, everything you've done, you continuously use the zinc oxide liquid GaNs, which is elevating the soul and keeps the soul in its position.
Yeah. I prepare 2 different kind of zinc guns. One was normal guns, and the other one was brain guns zinc. because I prepare the GANs. I reproduce the same condition when the first brain was created. So, and the result was different of normal zinc. Maybe this.
Okay, can I add something for those who don't know?
Yeah.
Giovanni has a certificate as alternative doctor.
Yeah.
So he's registered as alternative doctor medicine, and he can do these kind of things because he's more or less an alternative doctor, and he's got the certification for it. So he is doing it according to knowledge what he has. Thank you very much, Giovanni. Is there anything else you want to say before we go to the next stage?
No, thank you, Sikesh. I only want to say to thank you again to you and to Caroline for all the support for this situation.
No, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you to you.
You trying it and saving your child's life. Thank you indeed.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you
All the
soon.
best.
All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you to all. Bye-bye.
What is important is that we understand in a much more in-depth knowledge. In the coming weeks, we open the space knowledge in a very, what I could say, rapid way to all of us. The understanding we have to have is now how join the different elements of the physicality and the soul of the man together. We learned, we worked, many of us produced the zinc, the copper, the CO2 and everything else. But we did not come to understand the position, the field effect, the understanding of interaction. What is important is the next step in the knowledge is cohesion, completion, and in a way comprehending the totality of the knowledge. This is the key point for man to survive in deep space. Deep space is not a hostile place. What we see is a frame of time, a frame of movement of field, a frame of intention and wanting to, and being able to control the wishes. Very recently, we were with some people, some friends, and he said, I wish to see a shooting star. I said, my wish has been that you'll see 10 tonight. And collectively between 4 of us, we saw 9 in a matter of half an hour walking. And the night, within that 24 hours, the 10th one was extremely shining in another position. This is not a magic show. This is understanding the steps of being able to bring the emotion, the feeling, in conjunction to reality of physicality. This is something which man has to learn if he's going to survive the space, the time in the space. What this means is that very much what Giovanni said, and very much what we explained in all the time, my wish is my command. My wish is to be able to manifest my fields of emotion, my essence, into the physicality which not only is manifestation, is dynamic, but it can satisfy the emotion in the others. What it means, the others is my soul in respect to manifestation of its own physicality. I wish to have spaceship. If the man wish and understanding of the wish to serve is there, man will make the spaceship. We always waited for metals, hinges, fuel to travel. Now, if you understood what you've seen in these pictures and what I explained just a few minutes ago about the shooting stars, is that goes back to translating, transferring, creating the understanding of the emotion into physicality. This is what this technology moves from now on. Because in a space you wish to have your child, and your child being miles, millions of kilometers from you, will be with you. You feel it. You can create the condition of the existence. I've explained these shooting stars experiences with different people over past few years, past year or 2 years. Is not to show magic, is to show that we can transfer our wish, our soul, into physicality of the vision in the entity. In being there, that it satisfies for me to satisfy the other's needs or aspiration or emotion. We have to learn how to do it. We have to learn that in sincerity, when we wish, the wish has to be to create pleasure. The wish has to be to create love. The wish has to be to create aspiration of the soul, that it receives more than it can give, that with it inspires to give more. So when you make a wish, it's not that I wish to see a shooting star. I wish to have a telephone. I wish to have a stone. And then it manifests itself or come to it that you receive it. Is because the intention is pure in what it needs to be done or you're going to do with it afterwards, or what it gives to the others. We have to learn to understand the reality that our soul is a sun. We have to understand to become strong enough to comprehend the essence of the creation's principle, that the soul of the man is the most beautiful light in existence. We look to the sun for purity of ray and fields and life, but within us sits total purity of the light. And once the man understands this, man can go to the next step of being able to conquer a space. You have to be able to work on one base. You always do something to inspire, to satisfy other person. I love you, and for my love for you, I buy you a flower, I buy you whatever. That by seeing it, you give from your soul to me the love or what I need to receive to confirm that I can give more. Why do we buy presents? Why do we give to our lovers? Why do we kiss each other? Why do we hug each other? Now, there is one fundamental point that you have to cross. I wish to manifest myself in the image, in the position of the condition I arrive. You always wished to have something. Now the wish, the soul, becomes the creator of your own physicality. This is how you convert fields into matter state at the point of arrival. It's not that you arrive and you become 4 arms and 2 legs. Is that you transfer the wish to be seen from your soul to your physicality. Then you understand the process. If you lose an arm, you can make the arm. If you want 10 extra legs to live in an environment that everybody has 12 legs, you'll have 12 legs. The most important part of the teaching from now on, it comes into one thing: self-preservation, where you can preserve the soul by creating the physicality around it that it can protect it. According to the condition which manifests itself. If the desire of the soul is to be part of that environment. This way, zero time transportation, zero time transmutation, whatever you call it, will appear. We've seen what Giovanni explains. I wish and I give and I do communicate and I could hold the soul. It's the desire of the soul of the father which reaches the soul of the daughter, and with it reaches the condition which is needed to reach, that both are happy, satisfied to be. If you look at it, everything else is just a mirage of fields available that can put everything else in action, healing of the bone, start moving up the brain and the rest of it. When you arrive in a position in deeper space, you have to be able to convert the energies of your soul into the physicality of the manifestation of entity at the point of arrival. If you wish to be in that environment. We drive from one place to another to go and see a beautiful scenery. We go from one place, drive for hours to be another place to buy a dress which we think we are beautiful in it. To satisfy the soul of satisfaction, we have received good intention. From what we received, we are happy, our soul is happy with. Now we have to be able to create that dress in the essence of the creation of the soul of the man. This is where the teaching starts. The new cycle as one nation, one planet, one race. Would we as a race would like to be all black, that there is no color difference between us, that we don't have any more skin racism? Would we all decide to have blue eyes, that with it we have no difference? Human race with this knowledge can do now. But isn't it nicer to have a variation of colors that you appreciate the totality of the change and collection of the beauty of it? Would a black man from Africa with a white woman from Northern Europe arriving at a destination in a space where everything is green in color, would they stay black or white, or would they both become green? I think you know the answer. intention of manifestation in space and time, the desire for a man and a woman to be together, to be part of the environment, they both will be green. This is what we have to understand. This is what we are entering into in the deep space travel. It's not what we see with the space shuttle, that you wear a suit, you come out, what you came out with all the shackles of being tied up to a box that you got to breathe out of. You breathe the energy of the environment, and the energy of that environment dictates manifestation in the condition of that environment. The position and the question is to ask, why has human race been fighting for the color of the skin? When in other dimensions, when we travel in deep space, we all become the same color. We all have legs, we all have Chinese eyes, and we all have the beauty of skin of a black man or a woman. Then the question goes back again, what are we fighting for? What has been the cause of all the problems for the human race, now that the human race understands the essence of his own creation, where his soul is manifestation of his own creation? Would we all be short, or will we all be tall? Then nobody can be told you're shorty, you're tally, because in that space only one size is created. How come we can be one in the other, and then when we come out back to earth we become black and white and racist? It does not work. This is why we teach the oneness, the unity. This is why we establish the one nation, one planet. This is how you have to understand the operation of the soul of the man. In past weeks, I have given so much from my soul for the whole of the Flemish speaking, French speaking, what they call themselves Belgians, for them to elevate. For them to become as part of the human race that conducts the correct way. I do the same with the Africans. I do the same with the Asians. I do the same with the Chinese. I do the same with the Americans. No one need more the soul of humanity to elevate than the Americans at this moment of time. To bring them out of this fighting and killing mode. That everything has to be fought for to confirm I exist. The only thing we need to do is, you exist, but you are equal. You exist, but without the condition of killing. The problem is that we have to understand the power, the strength, and the condition of our own soul. And this is where man has not understood. And in so many ways, what we heard from Giovanni gives us that platform to understand that we have that power. The sun is within us. We are the creator of our physicality. In deep space, we change to the space of time. But there is something which man will learn in a coming time, is you decide the position of arrival from before you depart. I want to be in planet Zeus, and I know I arrive there, we're all going to be green and blue eyes and red hair and already no legs, because there is no need for leg. And we are prepared to do it, because we love to be part of that scenery, to experience the environment. It's very much now, we go from one continent to another, or one country to another, we eat their food, we dress their local dress. to become part of, to experience. But the only problem is, man, strange enough, wears suits across this planet. You go from Australia to Canada to Africa, all men are suit wearers. How many of us were born by suit, with suits out of the womb of our mother? We have no problem because it gives us a status or whatever. But what about the deep space, where there is no suit? You walk into a place, you got to bring a tailor with you to clothe you, but where in that space nobody wears suits. Man will be shocked when he reaches a space that the nudity of the skin of the creation is the essence of the creation, is the beauty of the creation. You try to take with you jewelry and wear, you become a laughing stock, and most probably 99.9%, the stone you carry, the ring you carry, at the point of manifestation in the field plasma transfer, cannot transfer, it doesn't exist. You lose your most beautiful jewels in the space of time. Now you understand, wealth, which man has fought for so much on this planet, beyond the boundary of this planet, has no room, has no physicality. We have to make peace as one nation here with ourselves, within ourselves, not with nobody else. I don't need to talk and somebody else insult me, you said this, because I say it because to me is what I need to be at peace with myself. You don't sit in my place. You don't feel what I feel to dictate what I have to say, how I have to be. It's the same with the peace process. I was explaining this very recently to somebody with a lot of understanding of what it means. Man has been by nature peaceful, or has tried to create environment that inside it can have peace, does not matter what they do outside. We have called it castles, we have called it village walls, we have called it whatever, we have called it the wall of China. Where inside the wall, we have peace. We are at peace with each other, irrespective of what's happening behind the wall, irrespective of what happened behind the castle. Inside the castle, we have decided this is what we organize, what we are. Peaceful, applicable, and being able to create peace, because that peace is effectively us in existence in our environment. I said recently, a very beautiful way, if you can understand it. Why Chinese are a peaceful nation? They have created centuries ago a wall that they cannot, they do not get attacked, they do not need to defend themselves, they build walls to be peaceful inside. And the nation itself shows that pattern after centuries. Why we trust peace, the application and bringing peace through Chinese nation, is because they built that wall. They didn't build a wall to create segregation, they built a wall to keep peace inside. Now we allow the Chinese to take the China wall, the wall of China, to the boundaries of this planet, to make one peaceful planet. This is what is my belief, this is what I work through my soul, and I have given 100 trust, 100% of it, into the hand of the people who are of peaceful nature. Then we see the people of peaceful nature in different part of the world will rise. The change of humanity has started. We have no choice. The nations will start to see the benefit of peace, but has to come within a man with himself. I'm outspoken in what I do, because when I speak, it allows me to be at peace inside me. But the other people call it anger. It's not an anger. It's the way I can handle to be at peace without getting a cancer, because of the emotion will change my skin, the emotion will change my liver and everything else. I should not be silenced to speak that I carry that energy inside me which ends me with a disease. I stay peaceful within me and I carry that peacefulness to my nation. I carry peacefulness to the Universal Council, to the rest of it. This is what you have to learn, and this is a cornerstone in understanding the expansion of your soul ends up with the condition of your physicality. When you are forced to keep to a condition, then you show the energies which come internally, we call it diseases. We have to understand the operation of our own soul within the structure of our own physicality. Those who suppress it, those who attack it, those who try to imprison it, are those which the freedom to them is engagement of the others to hurt them to take from their soul. Does not matter what shape or name you put to it. Try to understand what has been said. Then you understand, you become man of space. And the process from now on has started. We have reached one nation platform, which means we should not see any war. We should not be able to have tools of aggression and war. We'll see some remnants of the past behavior in a coming time, but it's irrelevant because in a coming time we'll make the tools of war obsolete. What's the use when my wish is to be at peace and I don't want to accept a bullet, I don't want to accept a nuclear warhead, I don't want to accept a warship? You'll find out if become the totality of my wish and many others of the peace, of the same strength, we will overrule the rest. But we have to be inside ourselves, the creator of our own physicality in peace. Because if you understand this, and in a coming time the teachings which are coming, you will find a man can manifest itself anywhere in the universe according to the wish of the vision. This is where we are going from now on. I cannot give you a spacesuit. I cannot sew you a suit, a frog, a mask that in a space where there is no oxygen for you to survive. But I can teach you how to operate your soul that in a space of time where you want to be, the energies convert into what you consider as oxygen, which is itself again energy that guarantees the survival of your physicality in the manifestation of the space of time where you appear. What I teach is years ahead, but we say we lay the stone of knowledge that man understands. We have to be able to understand the power of our own soul, which is a shining star, which is a sun. When he radiates according to his radiation, according to his field strength, at given point it becomes the cell of our toe, at a given point it becomes the tissue of a heart, and another point becomes a tissue of a hair. So is the sun. At one point is a Saturn, in the other point is Earth, in the other point is meteorite, whatever you want to call it. This is where the process of knowledge has to go. For us to understand the power, for us to understand the capabilities of our own soul, in that, on this planet, our soul dictates the physicality of the manifestation of us with 2 legs and 2 arms. In another space, the same soul have a different characteristics. So we should not be shocked to see ourselves, instead of buying a new suit, now we wear a new dimension of physicality. These are important for all of us to understand. These are important for us to be prepared to enter the dimension of the universal community. There is no other way. Many of you listen to Giovanni, the way he says, I put my soul in touch with her soul. This should become a natural process for any father and mother, for any person to himself, should be any lover with another, where the physicality has no meaning. Unless you want to create a condition of physicality. Many times I've told and I said to Caroline, we come to this dimension because of the pleasures of physicality. The beauty of the mountain, the noise of the water, the touch of a lover, the smell of a flower. Because here it allows us to understand the dimension of physicality. Where in a space, most of these doesn't exist. You smell through the soul. Physicality has a different pleasure. Physicality in different dimensions brings different feeling to the soul of the man. And the man has to get ready to understand the operation of his soul. When Giovanni speaks about his soul being and going to the house that he knows, to me, as a man of space, this is normal. This is how it is. This is how I feel my children. Because we choose the path of the soul, not the path of physicality. I knew of the strength of what I carry when I was a child. When I was a teenager, I used to live in England, and I knew today there is a letter from my parents in the post. I used to stand outside the post and says, how do you know every time I come there is a letter? I said, I know the soul of my parents. They never told us they've sent the letter. This is what we need to strengthen. This is what we have to strengthen in the trust in our own soul. And then you understand, you expand it. It's not the confidence, it's understanding the operation of the soul which gives you the confidence. And once you gain that confidence, the operation of the physicality starts. Then the physicality has no dimension. Those who don't understand will make fun of it, because that's the limitation. They are involved in that level, they cannot go beyond it. How can you tell the soul of a stone which has chosen to be the beauty of the rose, even though the stone feels the rose and smells the rose through the field, the strength of his own? We have to go deeper in understanding of the operation of the creation, and that's the only way that will survive in depth of the space, where we rely on the correct conduct of our own soul, that will lead us to creation of manifestation at a point of destination where we wish to. In a coming time, many of you which understand this process and the start will have a frightening fear, frightening experiences, but it's good. Because you're amateurs and you start doing it because you are not so aware of it, how to control it, it's very much if I give you a car and I leave you on the road. You turn a bit to the curb, you might fall in the ditch, you pull yourself out, you might reverse and start going forward, you find yourself in a cul-de-sac you can't get out. Many of you in transportation of physicality through your soul end up in the middle of, let's say, a stone. still there. You see yourself as a physicality, as a soul, but you don't know how did I end up here? Then you have to gather to be entity of your own, to change the position to be where you want. As a scientist said to me very recently, you have understood how to create manifestation of the energy to a mass, which soul of the man is the energy, and the mass is the dust of the universe. You got to start practicing. You got to start understanding the operation of the soul of the man. As I speak to you now, I see my soul within me. I can see its parameters. I can see the joy in it. I can see the feeling in it. And I can feel millions of people at the same time. I can feel the pressure. I can feel the anxiety of person who I want to understand, even though I know he has nothing to do with me. My soul expands the universe. So man has got to learn how to become universe. Start with small dimensions. The way you can practice, you can understand, gradually to graduate into it, that you become control of it. One in one room, one in the other. Don't try to read each other's intention. Try to feel each other's feeling. Intention brings physicality. Feeling has no physicality. Then you expand it. You go to the other room. You go to the other city. You go to the other village. You go to the other part of the world. And I can feel you. I can still touch you. I can still have the smell and the odor of it. And I still can, through my feeling, send you what I want to send you. Feed you. In a coming time, very soon, sooner than you can imagine, will bring a new system of feeding for humanity. Which means man will not need to consume. Where man can pass an animal and does not look at it as a feeding station. Where the physicality of the energy is connected to the physicality of the emotion, which means I'm satisfied, I'm happy, I do not need this. And we're not touching it, we're not looking at it as a food. I am pleased to see its survival. This is what the teaching and the work starts. As I said many times, I had to bring you from matter because man is so materialistic, to the GANs, to the energy. Now you understand the collective of the energy which can transfer using it back to the matter state. Now this time you are in charge. I don't give you a wood. You become the creator of the wood, the texture you like. We have come from the matter into energy, and we go from energy to matter. Then, this is what I said in the space, we do not need to carry food with us. We do not need to carry material with us. Because in essence, we are not looking from the energy from the space, we are looking from the energy from the son of the man, the soul of the man inside the man. Go back to the writing of Baha'u'llah. He says, O son of man. The man himself is a son of itself. But, son as a child of itself, which we become the creator of ourselves. The soul become the creator and the physicality becomes the son, the child, where the soul carries the totality of the physicality. This is where we have to go. As I said, the option is in the hand of the man. Those who are happy to build a craft and call it the aeroplane and still use a maglev system for it, you're welcome. If you are those who can go to the next step and create a spaceship and still do the travel, you're still quite welcome. And those of you who have inspired and understand the work of the soul of the man in the dimension of physicality due to his aspiration and his own decision, you can travel the depth of space without any craft. Zero time travel. Zero space, because it's you who decides the space. It's you who decide the time. Many world scientists are understanding my teaching. Many leading scientists are grasping what is on the table. And in a coming time, you will understand how this situation has created itself a new environment of scientists, which work through the soul and they deliver in the dimension of physicality in what is needed. You have to be able to test. You know, you put a smell under your nose, you say this is rose, this is another smell, this is another smell. Now you have to remember this smell changes its feel to a condition that in its effect, the pleasure of a smell of the rose gives its energy to your soul. So now instead of smelling the rose here in my, next to my nose, I put the rose on a table next door and then try to smell the rose from here. Which means this time I don't smell it through my nose, but I smell it through my soul. I see the beauty of it. I see it how it's laying on the table. I see it what it tells me. I need water. I am a living thing too. I give you the flavor and the smell you like to smell from me. It's your job to guarantee my survival too. Put me in a pot of water or leave me here because I had my cycle. We need to go to this space of time. We need to go to this understanding. We need to go in a position that you don't need to say anything, but you can feel everything. Sometimes is important for us to understand this strength. And now that we start teaching it, many of you have started practicing it. Thousands of you are testing your own soul. Thousands of you controlling your breathing, your heartbeat or whatever. But maybe it's a steps development that you have to do to understand. Why don't you go to the soul direct? I don't change my breathing, I don't change my heartbeat. When I tell you you want to see shooting a star and 10 of them, I become more outgoing. Next time maybe 200 in one day. Maybe I can show you something else. Because now is not the imagination. Now is acceptance that it can be done. Nowadays, many people come around or talking or they're around, say, can you show us a shooting star? I say, I'm not a magician. But those who I give the pleasure of life, they can have the pleasure to see. If you understand this, if you comprehend what is on the table, no man will do no crime. No man will do nothing wrong, because he knows that it brings limitation to his own soul, and I don't want to be limited. The space and time does not exist for the soul of the man, because it's so powerful that is the strength of his magnetic gravitational field, which itself in essence is a collection of fields, is in such a high order that it covers the space of time by order of magnitude so fast that there is no time, as he decides to create the time. Man in space will realize what has been created here as a time does not exist. Because if I go by a higher order strength, what was to you 10 seconds, to me is no second, because I go so much faster in the strength of transformation that this is nothing in it. So to you becomes zero time, but to me it's still a time to transfer. This becomes, if you understood, the backbone of zero time communication. When in fact you transfer knowledge, communication, understanding through your soul, without ever speaking a language, ever speaking a word. The voice of the man is the channel through the soul of the man. That's why we chose the universal language themes. That's why I said we choose poets who bring love and inspiration to be the sign, because that picture to us is love. That picture of that man, that line of poetry is a giving, because we receive so much that we are already giver by just seeing it, by knowing it's there. There is something very strange on the back of an American note. In God we trust. Try not to create tools to confirm the strength of your emotion, not ways to expand your soul. Try to understand the operation of your soul. Then you don't need any breathing system, you don't need method of holding oxygen and everything else. Those who go this path, it means they have not understood the essence of their own creation. Did you breathe in a special way that you grow so tall in 10 years? Or has the rhythm of breathing has been always constant from the time you're born? So breathing has nothing to do with it. If you become a marathon runner, you take so much energy, air so compressed, do you elevate your soul? Now you understand how these methods are just a myth and a lack of understanding of totality. So the ones who are marathon runners, the way they breathe so much, have become very spiritual people. We should see bunch of gods running down the road, marathons every day. The soul of the man is the creator of his physicality. The way we chose the matter to create GANs, to get to energy, that it became the center of our systems. Now we understand the center of our system, our soul, is the feeder of our physicality, and the physicality in itself continuously by conversion to the GANs becomes the feeder of the soul of the man through the environmental energy which absorbs. Then you understand why sometimes when we go to certain places we become very spiritual. We become feeling very conditioned that our soul is touched. Look at the environment. Look at where they built the building, that the field in that environment creates the field strength, and most probably, if you drill and test, it's got something to do with the magnesium and iodine existence, which is the elevation of the soul at that point. Very soon, the scientists that gather this knowledge will go to the wall in Jerusalem. They go to the holy temples and measure the strength. It'll become a new science. And then you understand why in certain places we feel this, why in certain places we fall in love. Why are we in a position of falling in love more in the spring than in the summer or in the winter? Isn't it the continuation of the vast amount of new flowers which release so much fields, that part of it is the strength of our soul? Now we understand how even the environmental condition receives and affects our soul. So can we create that condition that we have always a spring, doesn't matter where we are? We can do. But now we have to exercise. We have to understand another soul. Become blind to the physicality, the walls don't exist. Now you understand how advanced the understanding of the operation of the life has become to Giovanni. He needed that through the experience of his daughter, that finds the operation of the soul. And teaching it is not easy. But those who stand around us get inspired and start teaching. And then man becomes non-dimensional and non-physical. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Kesh. I'll remind the attendees in the Zoom chat here that they can put up their hand to become a panelist. We do have several attendees. We have to see if we can let them in. See Ralph here. Maybe Ralph can say something. Invite him in as a panelist.
Good morning, Mr. Kesh.
Hi, Ralph.
Yes, this is Ralph from Texas. Mr. Kesh, I'm going to. You asked me to do a presentation on hexagonal water, and I'll send it. I'll send it to Rick before the weekend, and so probably we can do that next week.
No problem. Let us have a look at it. We'll let you know.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. What I'm going to do, and try to a lot of you to start doing, which is important, and then you can link up. Those of you who are member of the Universal Council, those of you who are member of the Earth Council, those of you who are member of the core team, those of you who are the supporters of core team, or people who are connected to the foundation one way or another, and you communicate on the lines of the Keshe Foundation, or you communicate through different channels of the Keshe Foundation, but you know each other, never met, or you met before, but you are in a position of what I call transformation to understand. Try to create communication between the soul of each other. Try to expand the dimension that lines of computer has no relevance. But you can use that to reach the other, at least to try to start that I want to give to you from me what you need, and then you feel what they want to give, and you can talk. Did you feel this way such and such a time? This way you start expanding the soul. This way you start exercising how to expand the soul. But as I said, you have to learn. You can create a condition with your soul because it's the sun. And anybody who understands this, you know how the sun manifests itself as a dust in the space and becomes part of a planet. So it gives itself material physicality to the eye of the man. Then you see if you can do that with your soul in respect to the others. This is the way we become one nation. And strange enough, many of you, according to what I'll tell you in the time to come, you start on the way to give to your friend or to be there. You understand you're giving, you're not taking, to please the community, to please yourself. You interact with other souls which are in the same position and need, and you speak to another guy on the same chat room and says, by the way, did you have this? I was trying to go there, but I was feeling you need me for something, or can I give you something? He says, how did you know? Because this way you start expanding the dimension of physicality to non-dimension, and then you come in touch with the soul of the totality. But don't forget, you cannot take. And the only way to give is to give pleasure, to elevate. And not to give to elevate for me if I can hear from him. Or would he tell me what he feels? Listen to what Giovanni says. I went home because I knew both of them are home. I've seen this man going through the suffering, and I've seen what he was going through and how he's done the job. Try to understand the extension and the expansion of the soul, your own soul. Any other question? Okay, we have no question, we call it a day. We've been at it for nearly 3 hours. Rick, is there anything else you have?
I'm just searching the chats here.
People are doing a lot of soul searching.
CA says, Sir Kesh, you are beautiful. Thanks for that. I will try to expand my giving. Okay, there was a question in the Q&A about a stacker maggrav wire connection type question, but maybe we can reserve that till later.
You can reserve that back into the workshops.
Okay.
As I said, we have a spectrum of learners, from the ones who start making the first scans, from the ones who listen for the first time, those who made the maggrav system, those who made the dynamic systems, those who seen the energy within it, and those who understand the energy within as can be again matter state as you choose. The beauty with this is from now on, you become the decider of the manifestation, nothing else. As we say, the magic show has started. Thank you very much for today. I hope we all learned something new. And I hope now we go to the next level of trying to satisfy all the needs of the man in different levels and understanding. We don't expect everybody to understand. As we said in the beginning, we allow the people who are making the answers and pillows and pads still to be able to do that. They can live and they can produce everything else. Because that's the level of the understanding and part of life there. We teach more advanced for those souls who are ready to take into space and understanding of the universal communication. Thank you very much for today. And as usual, we see you next Thursday. Please, as we requested from all the ones who've been involved in all sorts of things with the Keshe Foundation, get in touch with both the World at Spaceship Institute or Chinese at the Spaceship Institute, that we can start the process of creating life, a physical dimension for those who are in that level. Thank you very much.
There's a question about that, Mr. Keshe, regarding someone that's already put in a manufacturing registration form. Should they also send an email to the world at spaceshipinstitute.org?
Yes, yes, no problem. There is a meeting set up around about 20th for those who want to do manufacturing, because the new setup of manufacturing is going to change in so many ways. We'll explain too. And we have to see how we can go and how we can do it. But on the 20th, sometimes I think Ella is not there. She would have told us. They've been working heavily overnight to get some things done. We need the urgent, and so they're not here with us. The important part is get in touch with Ella, manufacturers who want to go into manufacturing. The position with the manufacturing with the Keshe Foundation has changed drastically. We'll explain more. We go into manufacturing by investing from Keshe Foundation. We are looking for maybe local partners in a small percentage, but we are looking for a different type of organizations where we employ people in, and we become that we can share the wealth across the nation equally. We are not there to make Bill Gates of people in their country. We are there to serve the nation that everybody becomes a Bill Gates, at least in their souls. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, I see a couple more questions have popped up, but perhaps we can...
What is it? What are the questions?
Well, I see that Ivanov says he has a question. He's been practicing about soul operation. Maybe you could field that question. Would that be okay?
Let's have a look.
Okay, I'll bring Ivan in, since he was gracious enough to ask his question and put his hand up. Okay, Ivan, you should be able to unmute there.
Yeah, I mean,
Hi.
do you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hi, Mr. Keshe.
Hello.
So I was practicing about what you say, go directly to the soul. And inside my practicing, I remember it. So I went in, and earlier on, I think 2-3 years, we were speaking that from adjusting from the soul, you can change the physicality. And I think I did it somehow, because I start to feel the body like I was not moving a muscle, but I could feel the field. So I could feel the pain in my hip, and I tried to adjust just to move it in the right position. And directly after I stand up, after I hear struck, and it went back. So, but the feeling was more like magnetic, more like you play with two magnets and you feel how they're moving in respect to each other, but you can do it with the body. Is this the operation from the soul? Is this the feeling that should be? Like,
I'm not there. I don't know. You're inside yourself.
Yeah, but I think the feeling for everybody should be like similar how they feel it.
Not really.
How do you feel it when you make
I
that?
don't feel. I know. It passes the feeling of the soul. It's a different way of understanding and feeling the others. I don't need
Okay,
to feel. It's very much, it goes in a deeper sense of a ray.
do you remember how was the feeling?
Can I ask a question? There's a whistling noise in the background, like a telephone ringing quiet.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. The level of interaction is on how you want it to be, and then how you feel it according to your feeling, and then you find out if it's right or wrong. And it becomes very norm. You feel, and the others feel what you feel, and it happens very strange. We had it yesterday in that I wasn't feeling comfortable with the situation, and I explained it, and within short time the subject was raised. On the other hand, that it could be sorted, because it comes when the soul feels. You don't need to talk. It's already getting sorted out. It's just spoken that you know it's been done.
Yeah, but this is very strange because when I started this practicing a long time ago, I get aware that I can feel the others more. Now also, but this is one of the things that happen to you when you go to this meditation things or something. But it was very strange how you feel the body, like you can move, but in the same time you don't move. It's not
Yep,
the
when you
muscle,
go
but
to
it's only
practice.
attention.
Yeah, it's understanding.
So where the soul is in the middle, can you control something in the brain with it, or
It's
can
in
you
the
do
brain.
some? Yeah, but
No?
the brain grow out of the soul, right?
Yes, but it depends how you control it. The brain is just a vessel. It's a magnetic field vessel containing the soul, which is the source of.
Yeah, this I understand. I was just wondering because you said that you have to release energy from the soul out of the brain. So I was really wondering how to open the channel to do this.
Yeah, but you gotta practice.
Yeah, but in what direction? Because one of the ways said that is going from the lungs around and the other channel is from the ground. So I was thinking that if I try to move the distance between the lungs, maybe the space between gonna open so the energy go march to the soul or something like this. In what direction I should practice? That's the question. How to, where to look for this channel? I understand that I have to make the channel so the energy go in the soul and the soul release it out. But how to create this extra channel? That's the question.
You learn by practice.
How did you do it in the first time?
I don't know. I always had it.
It's a similar question to Wolfgang in the live stream, who asks, how can I connect best to my soul without being blocked by my filters of emotion?
You have to
No,
overcome the emotion. You have to understand if it's the emotion of the soul or emotion of physicality, because soul has the emotion too. But how you feel it is important. In what respect you feel it is important. Don't forget, I made man in the image of myself. We have related everything to be in physical dimension. Now we have to understand to distinguish. Is this emotion a physical emotion, or is this emotion from my soul?
So there are two different kinds of emotion. I thought all the emotions.
No, it's one emotion, but you have to understand from its strength where it comes from. Is it filtered or is not filtered? The brain is just a filter. The physical brain of the man is a filter of the energy of the soul of the man.
Okay, I'll see how to practice.
Because the practice, it's a lot of, it doesn't need practice. You don't need to practice. You need to understand. You need to comprehend. Once you comprehend, when you practice, you put a material or matter dimension into it. Then it's not your soul. Then you're working on the matter strength of your soul, not a strength of the soul which is much higher than the matter state. Because in slowing down or losing its strength becomes a matter state.
Yeah, that was the question, because you said that you did it, so at some point it happened, so I wanted to see some similar experience to relate to.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello. Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, please.
Hello, my name is Merna again, and I'm sorry to take your time. I was just listening to two questions, just listening to all this. I think maybe really prerequisites before being able to go to these levels, which comes by giving and giving, and through time, we get the level we can do it easily. It just comes. So it's not a magic, it's a science that we have to give so much work on it that it comes when it comes. So I can think of it coming like that because we can't force these things, maybe. So it takes time. It takes time and lives maybe to get ready to be able to easily do these things, to create or to get in touch with soul, to confront the soul easily and comfortably without breaking the body to pieces. And I have a question.
Yes, carry on.
I really like to get in touch in Tehran and maybe Eswan. I really am very motivated. I have already.
I'll be giving a lecture in Isfahan on 26th or 27th. It still has not confirmed completely. We welcome any Iranians. We are negotiating if we can actually be able to give a public conference or presentation, but sometime in the end of the September we'll be in Tehran, and all our time most probably will be tied up in one way or another with what we call the authorities.
Yes.
Some of it we don't know. I haven't been to Iran for some time, and I'm not aware of the situation, how it's going to be this time.
Yes, I understand. So I was trying to buy a ticket for 11th of September to be there when you come. Maybe.
Well, our position, even the dates are not confirmed, and it all depends how it's going to be confirmed internally in Iran. Trying to make it very, yeah, we're trying to, this trip is not in my hand, it's organized outside my hand.
So when I can contact webmasters, they can come, they can let me.
Most probably, we try partially trying not to announce where and what.
Yes.
But sometime maybe end of 26, 28, or totally we cancel, we brought to the beginning 15, 16, or even around the 10th or 11th. But it all depends how the organization goes.
So I write
to
webmaster a spaceship.
Yes, we'll let you know if you're in Iran and when and what. At the moment, nothing has been bought, nothing has been booked or reserved. This is at the moment all preliminary. It might even get cancelled. So we stay at that point because there are a lot of commitments coming up with the foundation work, which might do different things, override a lot of things which are coming up.
Thank you very much. I wish you all the best of joy for you and your family.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shall we call it a day?
I think so. Thank you, Mr. Kesh.
Thank you indeed. Bye.
Okay, until next time. Same time, same place next week for the 185th Knowledge Seekers Workshop. That'll be on Thursday, August 17th, 2017. Okay, we'll close this workshop, which was the 184th Knowledge Seekers Workshop for Thursday, August 10th, 2017. And as always, thank you everybody for attending, and thank you for the questions and participation. And we'll end the live stream now.